Hey everybody, I'm Lorraine Tierney and welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Warner, New Hampshire, and I'm here today to show you a card with the By the Bay suite. And this is a card and a layout you could do with lots of different suites, lots of different papers and stamps. I think you'll find it very versatile, and I hope you like it as much as I do. This is the card that we're going to make today. You can see this By the Bay paper, or Seaside Bay paper, has a lot of iridescence to it. It's not really foil. I don't know, it's just a different kind of shiny thing on it. So it's really, really pretty paper. I want to show you the suite quickly because I'm part of a international group called Creativity Abounds, and we're doing a stamp camp with this suite in February 10th and 11th. And all you have to do to be part of the stamp camp is purchase the suite from one of the demonstrators that's involved. So if you purchase the suite from me, I will send you the cardstock and die cut pieces to make 13 cards, along with a written tutorial that will have instructions and videos to go with it. You'll have access to those forever. And then you'll also be invited to be part of an exclusive Facebook group where we'll demonstrate 13 more projects that you can make using this suite. And that's all free. All you need to do is purchase the suite from me, and I have a host code that I'll put in the description after the video. If you use that host code, I will know immediately that you want to be part of the stamp camp, and I'll take care of all the rest. All right, so let me show you what's in there. There's these beautiful flat adhesive backed pearls. I love these. They really look like they have mother of pearl design on them. Those are really pretty. There's this gorgeous paper. I have a hard time cutting new sheets of this paper, so I tend to be using every little bit of this. It's just gorgeous. There's Sahara Sand, there's Night of Navy, there's Balmy Blue, Mint Macaron. Whoops, a window sheet, doesn't belong in there. There's the shells with that iridescence on it. Another Night of Navy, like a beach scene. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous for building scenes, gorgeous for die cutting. Did I say it was gorgeous? It's gorgeous. Then, of course, there's a stamp set. And the stamp set has lots of different shells. It has birds. I want to call them terns, but I have no idea if that's what they are. If you know what they are, let me know. A pearl. It's a red rubber stamp set, and then it has lots of dies with it. All of the elements have a die that cuts them out, all of the stamps, other than the sandy beach one. And then there's some other dies. There's a clam shell for a pearl you can put in it. There's some seagrass, and there's some other shells. So it's really a cool set. Okay, so let's make a card with this. Oh, it also comes with a ribbon. And this is a ribbon it's rather wide, but it's very thin, so it ties nicely. We're going to use this ribbon in a card today. Okay. All right, so to make this card, we're going to start with a Night of Navy card base, and it's just a standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then a white mat, and this is 5 1/4 by 4, and I've already embossed it with the time worn type embossing folder. This is one of my favorite embossing folders because it makes just a subtle background that adds texture, it adds depth and dimension, but it doesn't detract from the card or make you look at that instead of the focal point. You almost don't even notice it, which is great. So there's that. I won't put that on there yet. And then I have another piece of navy and another piece of white. And again, I'll put all these dimensions in the description later. This mat is 3 by 4 1/4, and this is 2 1/4 by 3 5/16. It's a little bit odd size, but that's what I felt worked best. Okay, and then these little things are just 1-inch squares. And so this layout was born out of my need to use every stinking piece of this paper because it's so beautiful. I don't want to waste any of it. So I had, for a different card, I've cut out a shell and I wanted to use the rest of that piece of paper. So I'm going to use 1-inch squares, and I probably will only need 3 of these, but it cut 4. And this is for the inside of my card. We're going to cut this one with the shells and the iridescence in a 1-inch strip. Now I want my shells to be going up and down. Well, I guess I could cut the 1-inch either way, but I'm going to cut it this way, just 1 inch, and then I'm going to cut 3 1-inch squares off of it. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to show you a little bit different way that I tied the bow on this one, because I like to mail all my cards and I don't want it to be super lumpy. So I tried to do it a different way. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to stagger these a little bit. Each of these lighter pieces also has some of that iridescence on it. I really like the way that looks. Okay, so, oh, I did not bring my glue close enough. Let me, okay, of course I can't see my glue behind the computer. Okay, so we're going to glue these on, and I'm going to try to get an even white border all the way around. We'll see how well I do. Let me move that up a little bit. Okay, or even over. How's that? Every time I set this up, it seems like the center of this is in a different place. I should have my silicone mat over here because, as you can see, I just got glue on my paper. I can see that's going to be one of these. This is going to be one of those lives where everything is bumbly. Okay. Let's put a little glue on here. Sorry, I have to move this. I want to make sure I'm getting it as straight and as even. The right size. Don't do this at home, okay? Make sure your pieces are the right size. We're going to try this again. I'm a little rusty with going live. It's been 2 weeks with the holidays and with some family stuff going on. And boy, I can feel it. So please bear with me. Hi, Lori. I'm so glad you love this already. I think of you when I use my little pieces. Lori, I know, is somebody that saves all pieces of paper. I'm going to go down to the bottom. Usually I like to put the bottom one on next, just to be sure that I have it spaced correctly. This one's going to go on the bottom. Making sure all of my shells are facing up and down vertically. And here's my next one. Okay. So there, I just have those 6 pieces on there. I rotated the more abstract ones around a little bit, just so they can just be different. And now I'm going to center so here we go. All right. And there's just about, well, there's the white is about 3/4 of an inch smaller. So I don't know what half of 3/4 is, but I know on my grid paper, it's about 1.5 squares all the way around is going to be my border. And that looks pretty straight to me. Okay, so you know what? I don't have a scrap of white over here either. All right, guys, I won't do my stamping yet. I think I will do my, oh, I was going to stamp on a circle this time. That's why I did that. That was my great idea last night. Okay, so first I'm going to show you how I did this little bow. I'm going to get a piece of this ribbon and a piece of the silver elegant trim. On this one I used gold. I felt like with the Sahara sand, gold was the right color. On this one I'm going to use the more silvery one. And then I'm going to take a glue dot, if I can find where I hid my glue dots from me. Oh, they're under the trim that I just used. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I bumped the table. And I'm going to put a glue dot pretty much in the middle here. And then I'm going to loop this, make a loop over here. I don't want it too big. Okay, I'm going to put another glue dot on top of that. So I can loop this next piece over. Whoops. And I want it a little bit at an angle because I want it to be bow-like. Okay. And then this piece of silver, I'm just going to wrap around here and try to scrunch the middle of it nice and tight without distorting the bow too much. And I can't really make that other bow smaller without, I want to make this one a little, this loop a little smaller. There we go. Let's see if I can do it that way. You might wish I had left it alone. If you are watching live, please let me know. Say hi and let me know where you are from. And if you're catching the replay, I love it when you say hi in the comments there too. And let me know what you think of the card. Okay. I do post these on my YouTube channel, and so I love to read the comments there as well. So please feel free to ask questions or comment. Okay, so that's how. Then you know you're in charge of the bow. You can muscle that bow around the way you want it. Don't want to cut that loop. Okay. I had my scissors through the loop as well. There's one end. I just want that at a little more of an angle. Hopefully I haven't been making you look at the top of my head. And then I'm going to cut those. Okay. So that is our little bow. But let's put this on the white before we put our bow and our sentiment on. I'm going to put this on my card base. How long a piece of ribbon I used, Lori? Probably, I would say about 8 inches. That tends to be about the size piece I start most of my bows and things with. I like that look for the bow also because it's a little bit flatter. There are scattered letters on this embossing folder, and so there is a right side up and a whatever, yeah, a right side up. So that's why I just turned that around. Now I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. And I want you to think about whether I should stamp. Well, I would love to stamp on this piece here, but it has that iridescence on it, and I have found that our regular stamps don't stamp on that very well. I think if I used Stays On, it would stamp on that, but I don't want to do my sentiment in black. And Stays On is a black ink. So actually, I'm not going to use that one. I could use the other side of it, but I don't think that goes very well with this card. So I don't like any saggy middles, so I tend to put quite a few dimensionals, or sometimes I use the edge strip and just cut those and use strips along there. But I went with these today, and again I want to try to get this centered. You could do it off center, you could put it down in the corner or even at an angle, but I'm a symmetrical girl. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. Hi Mary, happy Sunday to you also. And this will go sort of like that, I think. And I'll put this sentiment over here. Sometimes I like to cover up an angle or a corner and just soften the card a little bit that way. Let me see if it's stuck to my thumb. If I don't want to cover too much of this, so I think I'm going to do that again. Put it down there. I could maybe put it at the top. What do you think? Top, bottom, middle, middle to one side? I don't know. You tell me what you guys think. And I'm going to find the stamp set in my block. And on this one, I'm going to put the sentiment about you are a pearl, rare and precious. And my friend Lori reminded me that when I put a red rubber stamp set on my block, I put my block on my grid paper and try to make sure I have the writing lined up on my block and that my block is square also. And that helps me get my sentiment straight. On a round thing, it doesn't matter so much. I've got two bottoms, bottom right. So that was my first thought. I guess I'll stick with that. Thank you for the confirmation. Okay. So now I'm already turning my block because the stamp set doesn't look straight, but I'm going to ignore that and keep my block straight. There we go. You are a pearl, rare and precious. Okay. So I'm going to put this on first. I might have wanted to move my sentiment a little bit more to the right, but that will have to be next time. Stick around for a few more minutes. I want to show you, oh, I don't want to pop that up right there. I want to show you a couple more cards I made with this suite that are really pretty. So I'm just going to put my glue on the top and on the left a little bit. I could try to put a dimensional under there, but I think it will be okay without it. And I'm going to move it just a little bit. Okay. And then I'll use a couple of glue dots to put that on. Put the glue dots right on the back of that bow. Oh, the bow really looks pretty from the other side too. But I like seeing the silver. I'm gonna go with that. Glue dots. Here they are. It's one of those days today, I'm telling you. So I'm gonna put one right in the middle. And then I think I'll try to fit one underneath once I get this where I want it. So that will go right there. And then I think I'll put one right here. Keep that down. I don't want this too puffy either, so I'm going to try to catch the back of the bow and that. There we go. So there is that part. Now I want to use some of these gorgeous, I have another glue dot stuck to my thumb, some of these gorgeous pearls, especially with this sentiment. I have a little bit of ink right there, so I'm going to cover it up with a pearl. And I'm going to put another one over here, and I think I'll put one up top. Not on the ribbon, but above. There we go. So there is the front of the card. You are a pearl, rare and precious. And then on the inside, on my white mat, I was going to do the pearl stamp. There's a little pearl stamp, or yeah, I think I'll just do, well, in blue. I only brought blue ink over. I don't think I want to do the pearl stamp in blue. I'm going to do this little shell. I really like this little shell. A little wink of Stella on this shell would be really cute. I forget which way I like this shell to lie down. Oops, I'm sorry, you can't see that. Do I want it this way, or do I want it that way? I might want it this way this time. I think I'm going up in the corner over here. There we go. Just a little something on the inside to kind of tie it all together. Whoops, I'm sorry. I think I was out of camera. I'm telling you, don't take any time off from doing lives. Not at our age. Okay. So that's going to go on the inside. Oh, and I just put that in yesterday's card. Wow, like I said. There are the two cards. I'll have to make another one to go in this one. So the two different layout, or the same card, different papers, and different style of embellishments. Where'd that glue dot go that was stuck to my finger? Well, I'm going to get another one. I'm going to fix the ribbon on this, and then I want to show you some of the other cards I've made with this suite. Now I can't find a glue dot. I just want to keep this one out of, there we go, out of that sentiment. Okay. So I want to see if you also notice what I noticed when I was getting these cards ready. Hi, Courtney. So here's what I made today. Here's another one I made a little while ago. I love this wavy paper here. Oh, love it. With the bird and the seagrass. There's those pearls again. Love that. And then this is what brought me to the small squares. I started with some bigger squares and a layout. I think I'm going to go back and maybe add a ribbon to this one now that I'm doing it the other way. But I seem to be stuck on a Night of Navy. The Night of Navy and Sahara Sand papers with a little mint macaron mixed in. So I did start this one last night, and I haven't finished it yet, but a window sheet card. This is going to go in here, and I'll have probably a sentiment here inside on that, and then decorate this part of it. And this is with mint macaron and petal pink in the gold. So there are other colors in the suite. I just seem to be stuck. I love navy. I love, love, love navy. So I seem to be stuck on the blue, but I'm going to break away. You watch for that card to be posted this week. I'm also going to use this die here that cuts a beach or sandy kind of piece. I'm going to figure out how to do that one too. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you have an awesome Sunday. If you'd like to make cards like this at home, I'd love to help you. I'd love for you to join my team. Stampin' Up! Has an awesome join offer right now. You can get $175 worth of product for $99. If you want one of the mini cut and emboss machines, right now there's a limited edition blue, or you can get it in the white, excuse me, and the mini machine in your starter kit adds $30. So with $129, you can get $175 of product and a mini cut and emboss machine. So if you have any questions about that, I'd love to answer them. I'd love to have you be part of the team and part of the community of fun we have stamping. We all do this mostly as a hobby, and it's just great. All right, have a great Sunday, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.